Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So another very windy day in Wyoming, but I wanted to give you guys my first impressions of my brand new 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. As you see by the title, or as you see on the thumbnail, this is the best Toyota that I've ever owned. And I know a lot of you guys are going to get bent out of shape because you know that I have owned a few Land Cruisers before in Land Cruiser Heritage Edition. So I know for a fact a lot of you are going to get bent out of shape out of me claiming that this is the better one, but for me it really is the better one, and honestly kind of by a long shot. And I hate saying it because I know the Land Cruiser nameplate is the most legendary, right? So it is the most reliable, the most bulletproof, the most quote-unquote overbuilt. But for me, you guys know I don't own a vehicle for 20 years. If I was that type of person, which there are very, very few people who truly buy a vehicle to drive it for 20 plus years. There's a lot of people who say, I'm gonna drive it till the wheels fall off. So many people say that, but 9 out of 10 of those people still end up selling or trading in 3 to 5 years like a typical person. So you guys know I'm not even a typical person. I tend to swap them out a little sooner than that. So for me, this is why I'm clarifying all that. For me, this Toyota here, this Sequoia TRD Pro, is by far the most enjoyable Toyota that I've ever owned. Even compared to the Tundra. The turn radius in this is so much better than the Tundra, just making it much more drivable every single day. Much easier to get into tight spaces, parking spaces and whatnot. So even that is a huge improvement over the Tundra that I have, my 23 Tundra. So overall, excuse me guys, overall, this really is, I think, the perfect package. It is so comfortable to drive. You know, between having a fully functional third row seat for the family, which is great. Granted, not much cargo space. So that is my quote unquote knock of the entire thing. But it really is perfect for the kiddos. So I got Peanut in here. She's eating ice cream. She's a Dairy Queen. She's very happy. So we'll do a Peanut feature here in a second. But really want to start on the outside, show it to you as just kind of ran it through a touchless wash to give you guys a cleaner video of it, as it has been pretty snowy and yucky lately here in Wyoming. But so comfortable to drive. The TRD tuned Fox suspension is super plush on this, and you know, the shorter wheelbase adds to the fact of its easier turning, right? So better turn radius overall. But I just love the Stormtrooper look. I prefer this over the black. Granted, the black on the Tundra hides the giant Fu Manchu grill. So the giant grill that goes completely down to the bottom, it kind of makes it a little bit more subdued. So I like the black on the Tundra, but I do prefer the white on black. This is really just, or black on white rather, this is that classic, iconic Stormtrooper look that we've come to all appreciate for the TRD Pro. Absolutely love it. These wheels, you know, I geeked out about them plenty, but I think they really are just a perfect look for the TRD Pro. And honestly, for this reason alone, I wouldn't even consider the capstone. The capstone with the giant wheels, they look gaudy. Not a fan of those at all by comparison. So this just looks incredible. Well, I won't belabor my points that I made before, but I do love the fact that it is much more proportionate. You know, all the body lines flow quite nicely all the way through the vehicle, and even the back end just looks right, the way the body lines flow into the tail lights here. So huge fan of the aesthetic, the actual appearance of the vehicle. And on the inside, this is where, you know, it differs so much from the Land Cruiser. You know, you get a lot more creature comforts. And I know a lot of people, myself included, we've come to appreciate Toyota for its simplicity and reliability, right? And this is unknown. We don't know what the iForce Max, this hybrid generation here, is really what it's going to bring when it comes to reliability. We don't know that yet. Obviously, it's working out some kinks that we've already seen early on with the 2022 Tundra TRD Pro, but I'm hopeful. If anybody's going to get it right, it's going to be Toyota. And that's why I ended up making the leap and purchasing the 2023 Tundra TRD Pro and of course the 23 Sequoia here. So I'm hopeful. I got faith in Toyota. They have not let me down. And I don't know, I'm hopeful that will continue to be the case moving forward. So love the fact we did not get the tow mirrors. We talked about that, and I love this roof rack here. Let me show you a better look. So love that look. I also really appreciate the gloss black trimming around the windows. On the Tundra, I got kind of some quality control issues on my Tundra that I'm not too impressed with when it comes to the actual trim piece around the windows. I'll show you that in a subsequent video here. But for now, let me hop to the driver's side. And I'm a huge fan of this too. I think this just looks awesome. Alrighty, let's get out of the wind and hop in the driver's seat. Some nice running boards, very nice to get into, easy to get into. A lot of people, here, say hi to Peanut first. Say hey YouTube.
Hey YouTube. What I like about this car is
Are you telling them what you like about it?
how big it is, and I like the red seats.
So she likes how big it is and she likes the red seats. I asked her on our way over here what she liked most about it, and well, I think she kind of had it prepared for you guys. So how big it is on the inside and the red seats are her favorite things. So we got some mistakes were made, as you can tell. And an even bigger mistake, as you guys were quick to point out in my previous videos, my George Costanza wallet. So I'm sorry you had to see this does look pathetic. I'm sorry you have to see this. But there you have it, guys. Some mistakes right here. Anyways, absolutely love the interior. I love the heated steering wheel, especially on days like this. It is wicked cold out there. Love having the heated steering wheel here. Let's pop that on. Had the gas cap release, which is, takes some getting used to coming from the other ones. TRD light bar up front there, the sport light bar, which is awesome. Otherwise, yeah, I've really grown to appreciate the creature comforts. Of course, you can beat up on the fact that it has a lot of plastic in here, but to some degree, it's still true to Toyota. It's not overdoing anything, not putting a bunch of metal finishes in here, but the price point still does beg the question of, should there be nicer finishes? Yes, Peanut? Yeah? Are you enjoying your chicken? Nice. Yeah, we had some, obviously we swung through Dairy Queen. But no, so I've, with the Sprite, okay, I can pass that to you. So the headliner, that should have been black. We talked about that. Some piano gloss black. It shows every bit of dust and dirt, which is not ideal. But this entire system here is incredible. Absolutely love Apple CarPlay. And just, it's wireless Apple CarPlay too, which is incredible. And I love the fact that we get the wireless charging tray there, which is great. And you can view your phone, just being able to drive, and you can, if you need to look at your phone or peek at it, you can just look down there and see it, rather than, of course, handling it and all that being a major distraction. So love that. And I love the overall responsiveness of everything within here, integrated within the system here. Same goes for the fully digital display here, the gauge display. I've grown to appreciate this as well. But as you can tell, I'm not getting the best fuel economy, 16 miles per gallon, which is kind of garbage, if we're being honest. But not a whole lot of freeway driving with this particular tank that we're measuring at. Love the body lines in the door here, and I talked about in a previous video just how hefty these doors are and how heavy they are. It really is a good indicator of just how durable it is. Not sure if you guys knew this, but it does have the the pull-up blinds for to latch them up there. Kind of cool. We are still scheduled to get it tinted here in a couple weeks. There you go, Peanut. So here's the back seat. Do you have plenty of legroom, Peanut? Do you dig it? So one, I guess, kind of minor complaint. I'm not sure how normal this is, but there is no, how the bottom here we get the receiving hooks for car seats and whatnot. We do not get those in the third row. That might be a normal thing for third rows. I'm just not sure. But so you don't get those. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me shut the door. But we don't get them in that third row back there, and you only get one hook. Let me pop in, and you only get one hook down the back of the center. So only that center seat has a receiving hook down the back side of the third row, if that makes sense. So not the most ideal, really, but it works. Love the Toyota font there. We talked about that. This, the fact that it has that hard edge there, that is something that I notice every single day as I drive it because I always put my elbow on it. But small stuff in the big scheme of things. Overall, very, very pleased with the overall driving experience. Easy shifting between two-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low, the different multi-terrain selection drive modes. Right now we're in drive mode. Pop it up to sport. Get a little bit of a different gauge cluster when it pops up here. It says sport. I don't know if you can even see it actually. Let's go normal. There you go. You can see sport up top. And then changes a little bit between normal and eco mode.
Daddy, can I unbuckle?
Yeah, you can unbuckle.
Can I unbuckle?
Yeah. So, let me know what you guys think of the red interior. It's grown on me. I like that it's different, especially in a sea of black, tan, and gray interiors. I think this is cool. And Peanut loves it, so if she likes it, it's got to be pretty cool. A standard sunroof, we talked about that. That is, quote-unquote, one of the, quote-unquote, pitfalls of this particular Sequoia here. Yeah, you get the pano as an option, of course. Still have yet to tinker with this, if I'm honest with you guys. So this is the dash cam, I believe. So it's just, and then obviously Wi-Fi and blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure. There's a lot I need to figure out with that. But more to follow in the following video. JBL sound system, which sounds good. And the fake pumped V8 sound through the speaker system is a lot less noticeable in the Sequoia compared to the Tundra, which is kind of wild. So we'll wrap up the video there. I guess the one final note I'll throw in this video is the Westcott Designs lift. So many of you guys have reached out to me like, hey, are you gonna put a Westcott Designs lift? I'm not sure, because with the roof rack, I am concerned of it actually fitting into our garage. And we live in Wyoming. If you've ever been through Wyoming, you know it is hail country. So there is hail season that comes around, and we need to make sure we're able to tuck this into the garage to avoid that kind of damage. So that is a big consideration for me. However, I know it would look awesome with the Westcott Designs lift. I am concerned of it taking away from the soft plush ride, of course, because you're tightening the springs a little bit and the suspension by putting that lift on, the perch lift. Ooh, it is windy. So that is on, I don't know, I'm debating on that if I want to do it. Obviously I would put on the 35-inch KO2s at that point and it would look incredible, but at the same time we want to make sure we're not putting ourselves in a predicament by doing that. So there you have it, guys. Super pleased with this. You know, I'm always very excited to drive it. Mrs. Untamed is obsessed with it too. We have been very displeased with the cargo space. We went shopping a couple times, and maybe I'll do a video showing you just how we actually navigate the whole shopping experience and actually utilizing the cargo space in this, or the lack thereof, I should say. So a lot more to come. Just wanted to give you guys this update video. It is honestly my favorite Toyota that I've ever owned. So I'm ready to take some spears from you. But I guess as a final note for the Land Cruiser, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be quick to defend the Land Cruiser, and you guys know I've owned a few of them. Super reliable, super robust, super durable, heavy tank. You're like driving a bank vault, which is awesome. But otherwise, it is a very boring vehicle. It really is, right? So I mean, the whole entire, interior was very bland. It just wasn't. By comparison, this is a much more enjoyable vehicle to drive and much more plush and just a lot more modern creature comforts, which you've come to expect for this price point. So that's kind of where it's at. And most importantly, it has a functional third row. If you have kiddos, you know that the third row in that Land Cruiser, the third row option is not ideal. It really is not ideal for a family of 6. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.